just sat there with it, and then he escaped the pocket and had some throw on the run or something, Prater, which all well and good, looks good and all that, but the coaching staff are basically saying, dude, nice throw, but you were sacked 4 seconds ago. That type of deal. For me, this race even Steven. I got it one day Malachi, one day Mad Dog, and I'm fired up. Do you guys have any questions? If you do, 208-424-9300.
I was standing and hanging out with a very successful high school coach at practice today. I won't say his name, but we were watching those drills. And when Malachi was up there, this coach would say, throw it. And then Malachi would throw it about a second and a half later. So to your point, Malachi Nelson is taking advantage of that extra second of that rush not coming after him. And that's the injustice to getting ready for the football season when you know that it's going to go live. And that's the kind of stuff that maybe he can correct in scrimmages. And certainly Cutter knows this, and certainly Cutter is talking to him about that. I had some Hank Bachmeier flashbacks today. Pocket awareness and just not throwing that ball in the 2 seconds as opposed to the 3 seconds that they give you. So I keep thinking, though, about spring. And Malachi Nelson, for the first 10 days, we ripped on him pretty hard because he couldn't even find the playbook. He didn't even know where he was at times. And then one day it clicked. And then 2 days later, he looked amazing. And 5 days later was the spring game, and he set this town on fire. And I fully expect that to happen. We're not overreacting to day one. We're not overreacting to day two. This segment's called Camp Observations, and we're just passing it on. And the social media rehash is I put that out there that, Malachi late passing, couple of interceptions, and then all of a sudden the Twitterverse is saying, oh, here comes the transfer portal. Here comes the transfer portal.
Dude, you can't say anything. I know, man. I'm trying to be very cautious with what I tweet out, because then all of a sudden it's going to be like, what? The competition is over?
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. And the puzzle isn't complete until the last piece is put into place. And if you're going to sit and judge a puzzle that's half done, that's shame on you.
Yeah.
And, that's too bad. And we're not judging. Well, again, we're throwing out accurate descriptions of what we saw, which is exactly how they're going to be judged. Spencer Danielson said that in his Monday press conference. Every play, every stat, every throw is going to be on film. We're going to judge it. We're going to chart it. We're going to stat it. And I don't even have to make a decision. In 2 weeks, I'm going to look at the stats and the charts, and it's going to be very, very obvious. If it was today, Maddux Madsen would be your starting quarterback, but we all know eventually Malachi Nelson will be your starting quarterback. It's just a matter of when.
I mean, so you're with me 100% on that. Mad Dog, if we were keeping score, and nobody is, at least
they are.
Dirk is, but
yeah, they are.
If we are keeping score, Maddux Madsen won today, clearly.
I thought so.
I thought so too.
And he's not standing out with great. I mean, he's not throwing beautiful, unbelievable, jaw-dropping, holy cow balls. He's not doing any. There's no wow moments. He's just steady and consistent and doing everything he can, again, against air. And at times throwing interceptions, forcing interceptions into holes. At least one of the interceptions was kind of like yesterday, a bang play in the secondary. Two players collide, ball flies up in the air, and here comes the looming, lurking defensive back around the corner and picks off the ball. So trying to force that in there. I mean, Maddux Madsen's certainly not a thing of beauty at this point. He's throwing too many sloppy passes, forcing too many things in there, and they're charting that as well. But consistently wise, body language wise, command of the offense wise, everything that Dirk Cutter wants wise, it's Maddux Madsen after day two.
And I know quarterbacks are different. Some quarterbacks are rah, Russell Wilson, one of the guys will have a beer with you, whatever. And some quarterbacks are all business, and they go through practice the way they go through it, and they're not rah, and that's where this competition is. You have Team Rah with Mad Dog, and he's right there high-fiving, hugging, hand-pounding, slapping Prince Strawn as hard as he can on that gluteus maximus that he's been working out on. And you look over, and Malachi's just not that type of personality. He's focused on other stuff in camp, or he's standing around talking to maybe one player, whatnot. He's not the guy that's going to be first in line to congratulate you after you just did a good drill or had an excellent run against the defense like they had today, where Mad Dog, And that's just the different type of people. I don't know if that's going to factor in who wins this deal or not. Again, I told you, I had Malachi winning day 1 and Madsen winning day 2. Prater, did you have both Mad Dog yesterday and today?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, yesterday you could probably talk me into a tie yesterday, and I broke the tie with some of Malachi's body language, maybe. But
that's big for you.
It is actually.
Yeah.
It is big for me. And hopefully it's big for coaches. I don't think it should be again, we're talking about a puzzle here, guys, and it's just one piece of the puzzle. But yes, body language is very big for me. How you conduct yourself is very big for me.
Okay.
That's part of the fracture point that Spencer Danielson talks about. Like yesterday, when Malachi Nelson, things didn't go right, him throwing his arms up in the air after 1 hour of practice, 1 hour into a 30-day fall camp.
In frustration,
yes.
Sorry, like what the hell's going on out here? Like his arms in the air, like what the hell is this?
Yes. And Madsen is just smooth sailing. Absolutely, body language is a big deal for me.
And 8 interceptions, recorded interceptions in these practices.
Yes.
That's a big deal for you? First 2 days of camp, 8 picks. I mean, do you think, let me rephrase, is Dirk Cutter or any offensive coaches, are they getting after the offense a little bit because there have been 8 interceptions in 2 days? Is that anything that even gets brought up?
Oh, absolutely.
In any type of meeting?
They're charting on film all 8 of those interceptions. Yesterday, they went over all 4. I'm just guessing. They don't let me in the video room after practice, but yes, they're going to sit and, okay, here on this play, you did this. Here on that play, you did this. Here on this interception, you should have done that. I think they're going over every single play, every single pass that's thrown in fall camp, and they're talking about it, and they're trying to get better. And were they concerned yesterday? No, it was a teaching opportunity. It's like when your kid comes home and drops the F-bomb for the first time. It's a teaching opportunity. Let's get better tomorrow. Well, today they came out and the kid dropped another F-bomb. So I got to go back to work. I got the teaching moment. It's going to take a little bit of time here. Dirk Cutter, you saw him on Monday when we asked about the quarterback competition. He laughed at us. He says, it's no big deal. I've seen a million of these. He is so into the weeds and doesn't really care about day 1, doesn't care about day 2. But back to Spencer Danielson's other great phrase of fall camp, stacking days, stacking days, stacking days, getting better every single day. Well, eventually the quarterbacks have to stop stacking interceptions.
All right. Well, you heard Mike Prater there, and he's been detailing this on his X account. Now I want you to detail us on the Cloverdale Plumbing text line, 208-424-9300. Big deal, small deal, no deal, huge deal. What kind of deal is it for you, Boise State fan? There's been 8 interceptions collectively over the first 2 days.
You know what the good news is, ballgame?
Is what?
There'll be none tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Boise State is off tomorrow, not practicing, but they're getting after it hard all day Saturday and all day Sunday.
Austin Bolt, the Bora Flash. What type of year is he going to have? I'm going to say this, probably the best interview Austin Bolt has ever done in this town is coming up next with Prater and the Ball Game, KTIK, the ticket.
From the Beacon Plumbing traffic